Beautiful.
Kenzan.
Beautiful.
Wow.
We're live. Edwin, the intern, couldn't make it for the AV support, but we still got the group together.
Wow.
Cool. Welcome, everyone. I'm Joey, CEO and co-founder of Nook, alongside.
My name is Kenzan. I'm the CTO of Nook.
I'm Sohail. I'm another co-founder. Yeah.
And we are the Nook team, and then we will make this a short but sweet rundown of how Nook is going, and then a little surprise towards the end. So big news in terms of how we've been doing the growth side. We've been adding a ton of customers, but we also reached a big milestone in terms of trust. Kenzan, Sohail, would you like to share more about that milestone? 50 million.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So recently, just a couple days ago, we crossed 50 million in transactions going through Nook. So that's users depositing money on there, and then we would rebalance it for them based off whatever is the highest rate currently available to them. So we want to make sure people always have access to the highest rate of the pools that we're working with right now.
Yeah. And Sohail, that's not easy to do. Why is that a big deal in terms of like 50 million, and what kind of goes into that?
I mean, it's technically, you got to make sure that the money is moved on how the users want their money to be moved correctly, and it's in the right pool. But I think what's exciting here is that basically Nook users have the highest APY, and they're getting the best rates, and they don't have to manage it themselves. So it's currently 10%. It's been 10% for a few weeks, maybe a month now. So looking quite good.
Yeah. Rates have been high, above 10% past few weeks, and shooting sometimes above 15, 20%, which is awesome. The 50 million milestone, I think, how do customers react to Nook when they first hear about it? Why do you think this milestone helps, or do you think it really means anything to customers at all?
Yeah. I think one of the big things that kind of this reinforces is kind of the trust in the system, and it's been working. It's been working smoothly, and it's been working for a lot of customers with significant amounts of money going through it. So that's just kind of showing how efficient it is, how safe it is, and how smoothly things have been going for the majority of our customers.
Can I add on is the first user experience. After speaking to a lot of people, I think, especially over the last month, a lot of people are like, how is this
Yeah.
possible? Like, how are you getting 10%, which is like essentially, the 30-year SPY average? And, when crypto starts going up, people start taking leverage. People start doing funky things. The prices of the incentive tokens go up, so your rewards bonuses increase. But it's legit. Like
Yeah.
you're getting 10%.
Yeah. And then do you want to explain the kind of on the how part? There's two parts to it, right? There's the Nook app, but then there's what powers the Nook app in the background. You kind of want to differentiate and explain a little bit between the Nook iOS app, but then also what's underneath it.
Yeah, I mean the Nook iOS app basically it's a self-custodial wallet, and you basically set your preferences, what protocols you want to be in, and on the back end we're just moving you around these different protocols. So we hook you up into currently 4 different protocols. It's 2 Morpho protocols, so there's Moonwell Vault and Seamless, and then there's the Moonwell Base USDC protocol, and there's Aave. Not much is in Aave at the moment because the rates have been a lot lower, but the other 3 have significant amounts of money through Nook, and that's basically, a lot of the back end is really just the blockchain.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so we don't really do anything outside of making sure that we follow what the user tells us and which protocols they want to be in, and that's it.
Yeah. So 50 million through Nook, but I would imagine, I mean, we know there's over 60 billion in total deposits through our partners and on the blockchain. And so they're doing millions of transactions and hundreds and millions of transactions on their own. So, but the two together are very powerful. You mentioned an important point, Sohail, around your wallet and control. Other platforms offer a similar value prop, high returns, but can you share about how your Nook wallet is yours?
Yeah, so we use Privy as a wallet infrastructure provider, and so we create smart wallets on your behalf. You have a private key that you can export that controls that smart wallet from Nook. So at any point you can, if you want to, export. It's technically difficult, but it's doable. and you have control over your own money. So that's kind of we're not a custodial solution. We
Right.
basically you give us instructions on what you want to happen on your wallet. We do them for you, but outside of that, it's yours and it's your
Right.
control.
Which is different from some other apps and kind of solutions in the space in terms of you give them your money and they kind of decide what's best for you,
Right.
which can sometimes work, but also can
Right.
lead to disastrous results. And that's more the power of Nook is we do what you tell us to and nothing more, nothing
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you want to tell us about the design, Joey? I'm actually so
Yeah.
Joey is our wonderful designer here, and I maybe throw back a question at you. Like, what is the experience of designing Nook? How did you design on the brand? How did you design? How did you think about the user interface, and how's that led to the user experience that people are going through?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, I think an important design kind of framing that has been helpful for me over time and with Nook is progressive disclosure. And what that means is with a progressive disclosure or a progressive kind of onboarding, we want things to start super simple at the beginning for anyone. And so we want Nook to be for everyone trying to access these higher savings rate, and it should feel like a simple app, as simple as any other modern finance app like Cash App, or as simple as using Instagram or um, a top consumer app. And so it should be simple at the top, but you should also be able to get the information you want at the bottom, right? And I think so many apps do one or the other. They're either very simple, but they obfuscate the information in the back, or they are very complex and they show all that information up front. And we don't want either of those. We want both through this kind of progressive format. So when you log into the Nook app, it should be extremely simple in terms of you understand how much you deposited, how much you're currently earning, and how much you've earned. Those are the three kind of main stakes, but you should be able to also go into more detail. And so, what Kenzan and Sohail built in terms of bridging between this app and the blockchain is actually very robust, and you should be able to understand that and learn more about how that works. And that's where the app kind of tries to balance the two. And so we're going to kind of keep working on those two goals: simple as possible in the front, but very robust and powerful if you want to learn more or control more in the back. Which brings us to our second kind of topic, which is we've made it more powerful in the back. What is this latest update around the adding of a new pool?
Yeah, you're referring to Moonwell Morpho, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are going to be working towards this constant beat of adding additional protocols with uh, to Nook. We basically just screen by highest TBL and APY, and we take suggestions from the community as well. So if you have any pools that you'd like to be in, join our Telegram or ping us on Twitter. But we're planning on adding. We want to provide as much optionality to the users. It's just a matter of integration, making sure that these things are audited. But otherwise, it's going to be a standard set. Moonwell is our fourth one. We're working on a fifth one, hopefully coming soon. Yeah, I think we want users to have much choice as possible.
Yeah. And something that we dug a bit deeper on with one of those vaults is optimism and
Mm,
rewards on other
yeah.
chains. Do you want to share more,
Yeah, I
Kenzan?
can I can go into that very quickly. So, interestingly, so the Morpho, the way these rewards work, I think a lot of people, this 10% is broken down. Let's say 7% is the base rate that the borrowers pay, but then the additional 3% comes in the form of incentives from governance tokens from either Morpho or Moonwell, or Aave doesn't provide any at the moment, but basically that's how it works. So, like, let's say 3%. Recently, at the beginning of August, Morpho announced that Optimism would be providing them with a grant to boost their USDC balances, which is why you see consistently on Nook at the moment the Optimism. I'm sorry, the Morpho vaults are actually higher. Um, but we've had we kind of out of nowhere we had this new challenge of being able to claim your Optimism rewards on the OP chain, um, swap them, bridge them, and redeposit them back into the app. So we recently went live with that. Users should be seeing a nice little bump in their earnings. Um, Took us a
Yeah.
few days to dot our I's and cross our T's,
Yeah.
but we got there.
Yeah, and it's from a user experience perspective, it might sound simple that, oh, we just went to this other chain and grabbed these extra
Yeah.
rewards for you, but it's really actually difficult even for a user outside of the Nook app. So if you want to do this on your own, which you totally can, you have to switch change. You have to claim. It's really kind of like an Easter egg hunt to find these outside of Nook, which is doable, but it takes a lot of time. So
I think even
this
if
is
you
great.
knew what you were doing,
Yeah.
you'd have to spend 15 minutes every day doing this.
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes, and like Nook just
Yeah. And there are
wraps
days where I forgot I had money over here, or I forgot about this wallet, and it becomes just scattered. And I'm actually scared to know how much money I've forgotten about across these different
Talk
chains
about
and
it.
protocols. Awesome. We have a couple more things to share.
You want to add?
Yeah.
About Android? You want to ask me about Android?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is next for Nook in terms of developing the product and big milestones?
Yeah. What do I want to speak to on Android?
Just tell them about the news today.
Yes. Well, so Android, as of today, just announced that they require KYC for all self-custodial wallets. This includes things like Coinbase Wallet, MetaMask, any of these guys, any self-custodial wallet, which actually kind of puts a bit of a bit of a blocker for small companies to get onto Android and for people to easily access these self-custodial wallets. So we're kind of reevaluating, seeing what we can do there around this, or if we launch internationally. This rule only applies to the U.S., but if we go internationally with Android
Yeah.
for now, so
Okay.
we're exploring our different options for Android.
Yeah, we want to make sure we figure that out right, and we launch something that's within the local rules and regulations for sure, just like we have with the iOS app in the US. On that front, though, there is the Android question, but there's also the non-US question.
Mhm.
Any particular geos, countries that you're looking at for Nook outside of the US?
Yeah. So we're gonna start off with English-speaking countries, just because our app is currently set up for English-speaking right now. So it's the most straightforward. But so places like Canada, UK. But we're gonna hopefully quickly follow that up with expanding to more countries, including non-English-speaking countries in the future. And roll that out depending on how the next like the simpler rollouts like Canada and UK go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's important because we want to make sure we get not just the translations, but the content, the tone, the message, everything right. We're dealing with funds, and we want to get that right to the right countries and rollout strategies. So we don't want to rush that. Cool. And then Kenzan, we have one special bonus. Do you want to share?
Yeah, so we are going to be announcing a 10% APY bonus. So um, so that's on top of your existing 10%. So you'd actually right, which is the current rate right now um, for the vaults on Morpho. So you'd be getting a 20% bonus for a short period of time, just for the next 10 days. We might roll out additional bonuses going forward. But for the next 10 days, we're going to be boosting those APYs up to 20% total.
Are there limits?
There will be limits. This will be on the first $10,000 of your deposits. We won't be able, if you put $10 million. We can't. We unfortunately we're a small startup. Cannot boost that kind of size. But for most consumers, they should be receiving a nice
Yeah.
bonus from that.
But that's big. I mean, if you put $100,000 on and $20,000 of it is, we got a few comments.
Someone gave us $2. We appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Thank you for people who donated. I don't think
Thank
we
you, Ro.
need the money. We'll give it back to our customers, but thank you. Yeah, but if you put in $100,000 and $90,000 of that is earning at 10% through Nook, and then the other $10,000 earning at 20%, that's a very good blended average, and that's hopefully one of many that we're aiming for to get started with Nook. So we're excited about that. Cool. Anything else to share, guys?
We want to talk about moving our own assets into the company assets.
Not now. Not yet.
Future announcement.
We have some more future announcements. We all personally have our money obviously on Nook, but we're excited to share more in the future. Thanks everyone for joining us. And whoever gave us the $2 in deposits,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
I
We're gonna
want
go.
an
We're gonna
ice
go.
cream just for myself.
We're gonna go buy an ice cream with that and go celebrate. Cheers. See y'all.
Bye.